Hi. Okay, now we're going to look at a few other things. First, we're going to show you that files don't have to just go to that same directory that the literate file is in. So, for example, in this case, I can put my main file in a directory called source. So if I save that and I make a directory called source and type omd tangle, now there's a main here from before that we should delete, but now if we look inside of source, there's a main inside of there. So that is important. In fact, let's make a bin directory as well, because I think that'll be useful in a second here. So the first thing we want to do now is we want to be able to build this particular file, and we could use GCC from the command line, but what we want to do is try to keep all of what we're doing inside of these literate files so we can document them and have the information be clear about how this is done. So let's create a section called build application, and we'd have some instructions here, and then here is a command, and let's say that this is bash. And then we're going to use some new properties that we haven't seen so far. So one is name. So we're going to name this section build. We're going to say menu equals true. When we do that, it means that when we run status command, any command that has menu equals true is going to show up in this section, so we can see that. So we want that. So let's hit enter, and then let's say GCC, but because our files are now in source, so if we run this, it'll give us an error because we need to run in a different directory. So there's also a property that we can add called dir, and so you say, if you type dir equals source, then this should work. And then also we can send the output to the bin directory and call it simple. So if we save that, now if we run omd status, we have this that shows up under the command section. So that means now we can run things with this omd command called omd run. So if we do omd run build, it completes. So now if we go to the bin directory, we see there's a simple there, and we can run it, and it says hello world like we expect. So, but we don't actually want to have to navigate in the file system in our terminal though to do that. So if we go back to the directory that had our literate programming file in it, we can actually add another command called run application. And we can create a new run command, and let's make the name app, just so that when I say omd run, I can say omd run app, not omd run run, because if I said run, then that would be kind of weird to say omd run run. So let's do app, because I think that sounds better. And then let's say menu equals true. And then in this case, we want to be in the bin directory to run. So then we can just give the command. So we'll save that. If we say omd status, now we can do a build and an app. So omd run app, hello world. So now as you can see, we can not only save files that consist of code that lives in our documentation, but we can also run commands that come from code that exists in our documentation.